I'm one of the strongest men to ever walk the earth.
I love Caesar salad.
Hey, everybody. Hello, Robert.
Hello. How are you
How are
today,
you?
my friend?
Everything good?
Going good? Yeah. Busy like crazy. The kids have got soccer stuff. Also, I just wanted to shout out those glasses. They're awesome. They're nice. They're like growing up, I was a big fan of the movie Grease. And like my sisters got all dressed up in poodle skirts and everything. And we went to the like reopening or whatever. They're very, very Grease. I like them.
My Papa Lou in Australia used to have these big, thick black glasses, and I loved them. So I've been trying to find the exact ones and those are the closest I can find.
It's cool. Like it seems like there's such a shift. Like from watching stuff as a kid, it was like big glasses and big noses were the worst, and now it's like that's a man right there. You know,
That's
it's
a
cool.
man. What's his face? The guy that ate everybody. He wore those glasses, so nobody wants to wear those anymore. Remember?
Well, we had a
Jeff,
couple of those. You're thinking
Jeffrey Dahmer.
Dahmer,
Jeffrey
right?
Dahmer. Yeah,
Yeah.
he had those thin glasses. So now whenever you see somebody wearing those, you're like, oh, that guy eats people.
Oh yeah. Man, I woke up this morning and like quickly I was like, all right, I'm gonna look at my messages, do this thing, get ready. And first thing I read this morning, somebody in my DMs. I don't use Facebook anymore. They don't like me. But in my DMs, somebody had sent me a message about at least one message a month for the last 2 years. And they were all like, "You worthless bitch, you ain't shit, this that," like just like and responding to something I'd put up, like very self-involved to be able to do this for that long. But like,
Right.
and then I can't remember what it was. So yesterday I posted that there are more vacant homes in America than there are homeless people. So it was either 1.5 or 15.1 million, whatever. There's a lot of vacancies in America,
Uh-huh.
which is
Uh-huh.
very obvious. And then there's as of 2022, the last real estimate of homeless people we had was about 720,000. And so I put that up, and this guy he'd been calling me a MAGA bitch for a long time. And then he saw that and he goes, "Oh, it's good to see that you're actually coming around." like just because I put something up that's true means whatever else. Like I've flipped my script, and I had the
It
debate. I wanted to bring it up because I wanted to ask you. You're quick and clever. I
at
have the
times.
debate sometimes, right? Don't count on him right now, people. But I had the debate in my head of like, in real life, first off, the person would never say that. They just wouldn't. But if someone had said something to me like that in real life, I would. I was bullied as a kid, so I forced myself to stop, tell them what I feel, and if I don't do that, then like for the rest of the month, I'll be in my head like, you didn't do the right thing, you didn't do the right thing.
Right.
But online, it's estimated that it's about 80% bots all across the board, whether it's Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, whatever. It's about
Right.
80% bots. I gotta think if someone's talking crap like that, the odds go up a little bit. And I just kind of go for the no response at this time. I mean, I looked at his page. I think he is the guy. I don't think he's the bot. But you know, what do? You try and burn the guy back, or you try and like
Sometimes,
kill him
sometimes,
with kindness?
sometimes I go with kindness. Sometimes I lash out. Sometimes I don't respond. Sometimes I try to talk sense. And I haven't figured out what the right way to go is yet. But here's the big thing. Since I started social media, like when I used to get hate or people attacking me, I used to get so anxious. I could just
It
type.
feels like they're in the room with you.
Yeah, and you don't know where to punch, right? So it used to bother me so much, and it took me a long time to just go, whatever, whatever. And still to this day, I every when I read something, I always like I can feel my shoulders go up a little bit,
Uh,
like but then I just like I had one this morning. It's funny that you say that. It wasn't hate, but it was
no.
we were at your show. We were at your
Sexual stuff
show.
is always good. I don't
Yeah.
care, guy, girl, in between. I always feel confident after that. I
Here's the
feel like, whew,
titties.
I'm pretty, you know?
But it wasn't hate, but it was a complaint. It
Oh,
was we were at your show, we think you're so funny, but you used the word and it bothered us, right? And first of all, I do a joke about the R word. I say I say the tart,
uh-huh.
right? And I say you can say that, but you can't say together. You can say re or you can say tart, but you can't put them
You
together,
can't put it together.
right? And then I say fire retardant a lot of times when I want to complain about something. I'm like, look at that kid. He don't catch on fire. He's fire retardant, right?
Yes.
So, which is not a joke about special needs people. It's a joke about
The word.
where does the line end, right? Where
Yeah.
so people say grape instead of rape now online, right?
Right.
It's just we know what
Unalive
you're talking
yourself,
about.
all that stuff.
Yeah, we know what the word is. Where does the like are you being nice? Are you being mean? Like what is behind the word,
Yeah. It
right?
drives me nuts that we do that too, because that's like a form of control that we just give up. Like
Right.
we all know when we say grape or we say unalive what we mean, and it's the fact that we don't have the ability to just say that and to have a nuanced conversation about it. Like what you said, you're not even making fun of special needs people.
No,
You know,
it's not about it's not and what bothers me the most it's it's to make people feel more comfortable about something they feel uncomfortable about.
right.
It doesn't help the person that it's happening to. It helps somebody else feel more comfortable about something.
Yeah,
And that's
I get
that's
it.
that's what
I
annoys me the most. But
I have a joke that I use that I'm not gonna explain here because it kills too good. And
yeah,
I
don't use
say
it.
the F word. I have an older brother who's gay, and like I've just been around that my whole life, and just because of certain things, I'm not going to explain any further. But it has that
Right.
in it, and the first time I said it, I was in Boise, and I was like, well, this is either gonna be nothing or it's gonna be really big, you know. And turns out when there's only four drunks at a bar, they don't really care that much.
Oh, stand up, you beautiful bitch.
Yeah, yeah, it's good
It's
though.
so funny.
I wish I wish I could get to the point where the DMs don't flinch me at all, but I'm also in that boat. Every once in a while, I'm like, you shouldn't be reading them, and then I'm like, I don't make Joe Rogan money. I have to read my DMs, like you
Well,
know.
you want to respond. You want to respond. People for the most part, 99% of the people that send you messages
Are
are
nice.
people that are your fans, that are your, and that's how we met. I thought I was just like, hey man, I'm just gonna send him a message. I think this guy's hilarious. So I'm
Yeah.
gonna send him a message. Little did I know you could pick up a car. I didn't know that at the time,
You
but
didn't know I was a strong man before that?
I didn't know. I didn't
That's
know it. But
awesome.
so
That
so
that is the biggest compliment to me in the world. Like,
seriously, I didn't know. I thought this guy is hysterical, and I just reached out to you, and I'm just like, you are so funny. So yeah, so but I think 99. I don't know what the percentage is, but most is that right? There's
for sure.
and then there's actual people that don't like you, and whatever reason they send that message, I have no idea. But there's also people that are just hurt and are lashing out. Doesn't matter who it
Right.
is. And I do believe that most people that hate things just move on to the next thing because they're trying to find something that they enjoy.
Right.
So
And they want that response to feel like they burn somebody or whatever.
for
You know?
power, they're trying to find power over another human in whatever way they can. Like
Yeah,
my
that's
favorite
exactly right. Yeah.
my favorite is when they're like, you're just an internet wannabe. I'm like, well, it seems to be working. You know what
Yeah,
I
yeah.
mean?
I don't know where else. Like that would be like you could say what I'm doing is like a small town wannabe because the internet is the actual like cultivation of ideas. Like your stuff goes on the internet and people judge it way
Right.
more than like the three guys at the bar that hear my gay joke. You
I
know?
love it. I miss. It was fun. I had a kid open for me this. So I have my regular guy that comes with me, and every so often a club will just throw an MC, and we usually do a two-man show, and they'll throw an MC. And this kid's been like he's 37 years old.
MC meaning he goes back out there several times to reintroduce,
Yeah,
or
so he'll
MC.
MC introduces everybody that's on the show. He basically he welcomes them to the venue, gives them some announcements, does a little bit of warm up, and basically, hey, this is my house, this is what I got going on. I
So it's
try to
not like
change.
other comedy shows where like a comedian goes up, does his stuff, and then introduces the next one. The MC then comes back up.
Yeah, MC comes back up. The ones where it's tag team, those ones run quicker if there's a lot of people on it, so it's
Hmm.
much better. But the MC it's more of a comedy club thing. So I've been going two-man show to kind of like divert my show into being theater style, even if it's in a comedy club. But we had
Hmm.
this club put this kid on. I'm just like, I don't want to affect anybody. So I'm like, just leave him on there. Like, no, you can't be on the show, right? Like, yeah,
Yeah.
he's on the show. Yeah, he's on the show. But it was his first weekend, right? It was the, like first weekend working in a comedy club, and it's a pretty big room, holds 400 people, and we're sold out every night. And he goes, "This is so much easier than doing it in front of 15 people." I'm like, I love that so much. I was just like, oh yeah, it is easier doing it in front of this many
You
people.
gotta imagine it doesn't get much harder.
Yeah.
I heard a guy fart the last time I went on stage. It was so quiet. This old man at the bar leaned to the side and ripped one. I was like, all right.
That's so funny. Oh my God. Yeah, it's funny that we can do a show in front of 15 people, right? And there'll be people in there like chirping us, actual chirping, hating, right?
Hmm.
And then something
Face
online.
to face.
Yeah, face to face, actual hate, and then something
Yes.
online,
Yeah.
and something online hate that bothers us like, oh, I don't like this. But
Yeah.
I think it's the unknown of where's this coming from? Like when you can see somebody being bought like not liking you right in front of you, it's different than
Yeah.
than
Instead of like the calls coming from inside the house somewhere, it's
yeah,
like it's much more like eerie and open, like exactly like you're saying. It's like when someone in person is hating on you, which for guys like us, like on stage, yeah, of course, but in the real world, that never happens to me. No one says shit to me like that. Like, who would say that? Like,
right.
first off, okay, yes, I'm a big scary guy, but what kind of person walks up to another human being and's like, "You dirty MAGA bitch"? Like
So
who
funny.
would talk like that? Like, it just doesn't exist outside of the internet.
You're right, and I don't know why it gives people that freedom. I really don't. I'm guessing it's kind of like a prank call back in the days,
That's what I was literally just thinking.
right? So,
Yeah.
and I remember getting a prank call as a kid, and they said, "Hey, do you have a dog?" And I'm like, "Yeah." And they go, "Your dog's dead." And I'm like, the dog's right in front of me. The dog's right in front of me. But I just remember that feeling. It's the same thing. That's that tightness you get, right?
Yeah.
That's the same feeling you get.
Man,
So
you Canadians are mean with your prank calls. We said stuff like, "Yo, is your refrigerator running? You better go catch it." Stuff like that.
not us, not us. We killed things.
Yeah, you guys are hardcore prankers, man.
It was the worst prank ever. Your dog's dead. I'm like, well, that
Well, that's
doesn't make
horrible.
anybody laugh.
No,
We had
where did you end up? Where was this area where you had the kid come up and do his first spot? You just
so
drove across the country.
I I did. So last week was we haven't put any of these out yet. These are coming out. These are coming out at some point. We have to sit down and talk about what we're going to call this. We have to sit down and how we're going to do it. And
We
the
got to
next,
leak the sex tape first,
yeah, I got to like,
get the promotion going.
yeah, yeah. And so
Oh, Ray J.
so we drove across last Monday at 3 o'clock in the afternoon. We left, so we got right into traffic.
Perfect.
Let's
That's
put a couple
good
extra.
planning right there.
Yeah, set some great plan. Let's put a couple extra hours on, no matter what.
Yeah, might as well, bro. So wait, so give us the map. Give us the starting all the way to the finish. Where'd you go?
So left Long Beach where I live, and we drove to Flagstaff the first night, which was, it was we got there about 11 o'clock at night, and it was pretty cool. So
That's
I
a
did,
lot of driving north too. That's not driving west as much
yeah.
as like I.
Well, we took the 40, which is what we did. So we took the 40 right across America. First night, Flagstaff. That's where we're going. Then Flagstaff, we went from Flagstaff to Amarillo, Texas. And
Amarillo.
Amarillo, the reason we stopped in Amarillo, there was a
Because the
Buc-.
song.
No, because of Buc-ee's. Have you ever been to a Buc-ee's?
Oh, I've been to Buc-ee's. I lived in Texas, brother. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, yeah.
So there was a Buc-ee's and there was a hotel right across from Buc-ee's. So I'm like, we're gonna stay at the hotel right across
Oh
from Buc-ee's.
yeah.
My wife had never
This
been to
is
Buc-ee's.
gonna sound weird,
Right.
but did you notice how ridiculously clean the bathrooms are at the Buc-ee's?
Yes, and that they sell art on the way into the bathroom. That's what makes me laugh the most.
When I was there, I actually almost got a piece. They had old trucks in the lawn,
Yeah.
getting outgrown by grass, and I was like, "Oh, this is so cool." Eh,
You're such a mega hillbilly.
I didn't even vote this last one.
That I know, but I'm just gonna use the people from the internet.
It's damn true. I mean, you take one look at me, you could pretty much guesstimate I'm either a bear or I'm a MAGA hillbilly.
It's hysterical. He's a bear mega hillbilly.
It's so silly.
But you also they're that place is so clean, and you know how they do it, right? They out front they have the prices they pay people, and everybody starts at $18 an hour, and then the next wage is the bathroom attendant. The bathroom attendant makes $4 more an hour than people. Like
Yep.
that's the smartest thing I've ever seen in my life. Like they pay good wages. If you pay good wages, you're gonna make more.
That's In and Out. That's
Right.
exactly why In and Out crushes.
Yeah,
I
because
mean, they have
people,
fresh stuff, but it's the
yeah,
employees are actually upbeat.
because
You don't feel like you're working a hostage negotiation at the window.
yeah, you're not in a filthy uniform, not making much money, and it just like day drags. Being if you're someplace that you enjoy being at, it's different. One
Yeah.
complaint about Buc-ee's though, they don't have windshield squeegees at every gas pump. All the squeege
Oh,
There's only 4 areas that have squeegees at the
uh-huh.
entrances. I'm like, well, that's just dumb.
Especially that place is huge. Like, I
Huge.
don't know how big the one in Amarillo is. I've
That's
never seen a small Buc-ee's.
They're all Costco sizes. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, yeah, my wife, because she'd never been, she's like, I don't get this. And then we stopped at another one, and the next night in Tennessee, and it was packed. It was packed. It was jam packed. People were going nuts. And
Yeah.
she noticed that not every Bucky sells the same thing, and she goes, I get it now.
Yeah.
Place.
You got to It's weird again, but Buc-ee's makes one of the best brisket sandwiches in Texas.
That's
At a gas station. I'm telling you, man, it's good.
that's the way it's. I remember I was in Huntsville, Alabama, in March or something like that. I just did it one night, and the manager took me out to not a bar that had a burger joint in it, and it was
Mm.
Wagyu beef burgers, right? And I was like, okay, interesting. So I go, can I get lettuce and tomato on it? And he goes, nope, we do meat and cheese. That's it. And that was so good. It was like the best burger I've had. And like, I was like, I got to go back to Huntsville. I'm like, this is how you sell a place. So
Yeah.
anyway, but
You'll find random spots in Texas too that do a lot of wild game. There's like
really,
sausage spots that are like specifically like venison, duck, and pig or whatever, but all wild stuff. Like there's some really great stuff.
that's great.
And so you started in Long Beach. you did Phoenix and Texas and all that stuff. Where's the furthest east you got to?
So we got to just outside Nashville, and then the next night we drove to Virginia. So Virginia, we have a house in Virginia that my mother-in-law lives in, and I was going to stay there for the night, and then I was gonna get on a plane the next day, and we were about, I don't know, 5 hours
What
out.
part of Virginia?
Virginia Beach area.
Is
So
that by the university?
no, it's more Norfolk, like that kind that.
Okay.
So
Okay.
yeah, so on the water there, right? And
Mm.
my wife is a beach baby, so she wanted a house out there. So
Nice.
when I did Last Comic Standing, I got a lump sum of money, and I happened to find a house that I basically got that.
Yeah,
So that's what I do. I always put my money back into something, right? So
that's cool.
and my mother-in-law lives in it and takes care of it. And of course, we're like 8 hours out, and she calls us and goes, we got a problem. The well has stopped working, so we have no water. And I'm just like, ah, that shower I was looking forward to is not happening anymore, right? So we ended up staying at a hotel in Virginia Beach, and I spent $1,200 on the well being fixed, and then I flew to the next morning. On Friday I flew to Detroit and played in Royal Oak, and that's where I was for the weekend. Was Royal Oak, Detroit metro area.
Nice, man. That is a long, long road trip.
That was
Jeez.
it was fun. And the dogs, we had dogs with us too. Oh my God. They loved it. My
Yeah,
favorite part was
road trip. I think if you're going to do a long one, I've only been on a couple, but like all of them had dogs on them, and every time I was so stoked that we had to get out and move around with the dogs. Like that, road trips can be rough, man. Like
what
I think I was a junior in high school. My first real road trip. We went from California to Missouri, Branson, Missouri. And we took Route 66 to go see my grandpa before he passed. It was the first time I ever heard the N word used. It wasn't my
nice.
grandpa that said it.
It
We
was your
went
grandpa?
to, we drove all the way across Missouri, and we were at an old folks home. I don't know the PC word for whatever, but nobody cares about old people anyway. So we were at an old folks home, and I remember when I first got there, I jumped in the pool for the community, and I was hanging out, and there was an older guy, and I think his son were there, and we were talking about football, and that's all I ever talked about as a kid, and it was football, 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 and they said something. I think it was about Steve McNair or something, and Steve McNair was like a god to me. Warren Moon and Steve McNair, I was obsessed with for a long time because they really changed the way the game was.
Uh-huh.
Obsessed. I was obsessed. And the dad goes, yeah, well, that was the N word that there, da da da, and it registered in my head so hard. I remember looking out at the Ozarks. I remember the whole scene of that moment because it
That's
was
so
like
funny.
there are people that say those things, you know?
Well, we talked about words earlier. That's the only word that registered was me as there's only one use for it, and that's
I mean,
to keep
when you
people
mean
down.
ER, yeah, ER, because there is a common euphemism for African American people to use in a totally different way,
Well,
right?
but if we're a white person and the ER,
Yes.
it's there's only one reason for it, and that's to keep somebody down. That's and it's hate, and it's to keep somebody down.
Yep.
And it's pretty crazy when you hear it. You're like, huh, well,
Yeah.
you're
It
different.
clicks. Like it, I
Yeah,
remember like a little like piece going into place back here. Like, because when you grow up in California, that's all fairy tales. Like
yeah,
nobody does and says those things. Like that's the 50s. Like fire hosing people and all that stuff. Like it's almost like America's backstory of how we became action heroes. Like this is why these people are strong now. Like my heroes were Bo Jackson and like I said,
right.
Steve McNair and Warren Moon. I had a Bo Jackson poster in my room my whole life. Like I used to think that guy was like part machine just because he was so jacked and he could play both sports and
Yeah.
all of his interviews he was so like smart and clever and funny, which meant a lot to me too. And
There's Nike commercials.
yeah, and he would always do something where it was like just being, I don't remember them specifically. I just remember him being very funny about how he's so far above everyone. Like he's like got baseball slash football cleats. Like I'm good. It's not like I love Jordan, but Jordan shouldn't have been in the MLB for baseball.
Right.
He's a basketball player, and maybe when he was younger, he was an MLB star, but could have been. But Bo Jackson was like that dude. You'd have to watch out when he stepped up to bat, and when he was on the football field, everyone knew to watch for him. So like he was like the Terminator to me, you know.
Yeah, it's interesting that you say that because when I think of dual sports guys like that, I think Deion Sanders and I think Bo Jackson, right? And they were two completely different people, like like
Personalities.
personality, right?
Yeah.
And I to me, let's go back to that last word. I think Deion Sanders had that last word used against him a lot, which made him become the person he was.
Dion rather than you. What is there a reason more specific Dion than Bo?
Because of his attitude of trying to like that bravada, like that his person bravada and his personality seems like he
It
is.
would attract negative attention.
Yeah, he's like, if that's what you think, man, I'm gonna show you, and I'm gonna be
Yeah.
loud, and I'm
Well,
gonna be
since
brash.
Bo was a good like at least a decade before, I believe.
Was it? I thought it was about 5 years. I thought that was about a 5 year
Maybe
gap.
you're right. Maybe you're right. Yeah, I totally see that too. You know, it's unfortunate like that attitude. It, it I believe that the attitude, not necessarily like the I'm gonna prove you wrong attitude, but the whole I'm on an island attitude. Like that was his. He was very much. I used to watch his training videos on how to run faster when I was a kid, because Dion like he would goat people into throwing him the ball.
Right.
He would lay back and let them get separation just so they would throw his way, and then he'd be like, "Whoop, I'm coming." And
Right.
he was a monster, and it's so good he had to pretend to let people beat him just so he'd get a shot. And he would teach people to run with his hands like this. So you're supposed to keep your hands loose, and he would make a one with his fingers. So when he was running, he knew he was loose and his hands weren't real tight, you know.
Hmm.
And watching all of his stuff, I really, you know, I never thought about it that way, but I really saw it as like a guy who's on an island who's like, you know, king of the hill, and in his position at cornerback, that was perfect. Like that's exactly what you want. You want a guy who's like, this is my island, nobody else can be here, you know. But unfortunately, with his son having that same attitude at quarterback, it's not the thing. Like I think that had a we're not even I don't
Yeah,
how do we
it's
get into talking about football, but I feel
it's
like that's what happened to Shedeur. Like you watch, I don't know if you saw what happened. Shedeur Sanders
yeah.
was a fifth round pick, and he was projected to go top 10. And you look at like Cam Ward. There's a ton of videos that came out of Cam Ward and Shedeur Sanders doing stuff together recently. And like Shedeur would say something to Cam, and he'd be like, "Man, we should make an album together. We should do a rap song." And Cam's like, "Bro, I play football," and seeing that and seeing the difference in the attitude and all the other stuff, it was like, I unfortunately, you know, hopefully he's a kid. You can't. I hate the hate on him. Like he's literally a child, but
You,
hopefully he'll get to see that, get like a little smack, and then come up and really ball out like his dad did. That would be awesome, like an ultimate comeback story.
well, it's like you that those two different positions are like you say, like a cornerback, you can be on your own island trying to be, but a quarterback is a guy that's got to bring the team together,
Right.
right? He's got to be able to. So, and I think that's what Aaron Rodgers ran into was he was causing so much friction with everything else. He wasn't able to bring teams to a cohesive gel, right?
Yeah. Over when he got to the Jets. Yeah.
Yeah, or also I can't remember where it was just before the Jets, but it was just falling apart, So yeah,
Oh, at the end of the Packers deal, maybe.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, it was just when he started when he started doing like
Ayahuasca and all that.
yeah, and being on McAfee a lot and stuff like that. It was I I I think that kind of personality, I love it, right?
Yeah,
But you have to separate that in your career, right? So
especially a quarterback.
yes.
Yeah,
I just I think the timing was bad, and that may annoy him. Not that he'll ever hear it, but certain things we do when we're younger, we look back at and go, "Oh,
right.
maybe I shouldn't have done it then."
For
Right?
sure.
Right?
Unfortunately for him, like he literally like followed Brett Favre's footsteps step for step at the end of that stuff. And now we'll see if he's done or not. But like, yeah, all that stuff, I feel when you have a quarterback, that was one of the other things, like I said, I loved about Steve McNair and Warren Moon. These guys were champions of a new kind of football. But like what I really watched, I played O line. And O line gets no love from anybody. Nobody can tell you who Joe Thomas is, and yet he's one of the highest paid players to ever play football ever. Larry Allen is my hero, and when I say Larry Allen, people are like, "Who?" Like O linemen mean a lot to me for that reason, and because I played it. And when you would see these guys like Steve McNair or Warren Moon or any of these guys, they do a play and then they go love up the big boys. Like on camera, they didn't stop, turn, and do their thing and make sure they got their 5 minutes. They went to their big guys and like loved them up. And just in those instances, I was like, that's the kind of people I want to play with.
You're completely right. You with that kind of attitude, you make guys want to die in front of you, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. So, anyways, I hope his the young Sanders. I hope I just to me when I watch him, I don't think he knows he might be playing football because his dad wants him to play football. That's to me.
Yeah, it seems like that. I feel bad too. I just want to say that the people that pranked him, that was such a jerk move, man. Like
That was, do you have a dog? Your dog's dead. That's the same prank,
it was
right?
so messed up. And then they found out how the number leaked. Like the Atlanta Falcons defensive coordinator's son got it.
Yeah.
And you see that it's the typical frat bro sitting there like with his old Miss shirt. And that kid, I don't want to make a lot of judgments, but that kid does not look like he's going to have a struggle at all in his whole life. He's sitting there in $200 pants and a haircut that says like, I honestly like, anyway, I don't want to say a bunch of mean things.
He's gonna get punched in the face.
I was so mad when I saw that. I was so mad.
Yeah, it was just you're just like, are you serious? Like
Yeah.
one of the other things is when I seen it, I was like, I'm surprised that doesn't happen more. That's what I honestly, because they
Yeah.
wait for those phone calls.
I
So
think it probably used to, but like from what I understood, he the reason they found out how it got out was because they got a new phone just for the coaches to have for the picks because they didn't want to have prank calls. And I that makes sense, man. Like I'm sure any of these top guys that are thinking they're going to go in the first 2 rounds, they probably just use their mom's phone or a burner phone or whatever because I'm sure that's got to happen. It's like imagine the kind of hate you and I get on our level of wherever we are as humans, right?
right.
Then strap on a $40 million signing bonus, a 4-year, $220 million contract, and you're going to be on TV with Subway and all this other stuff now. Man, I can't imagine how much hate that people have for those people.
We're in a world of have and have not right now, and yeah, technologies let us the have nots be able to get a hold of the haves very
Yeah.
easy. So
Yeah, they were in my DMs this morning.
yeah, I love it. I love it. I love it. Well, now you get it. Now you get it. Now you get it. Now you see my point.
I'm going to start sending them all over to you.
Start
Like, this is not my page. If you would like to contact me, message Ian Bagg.
This is not really me. If you really want to talk to me, contact Ian Bagg. That's funny. Yeah, I do. My big one that I usually say is, okay, bye.
Would you like that guy there? I want to know, like, specifically. I know we're crazy the way we talk. By the way, we're like,
Yeah, but I love it.
I know, I
Like,
do too. It feels like a real conversation. But the
yeah.
reason I wanted to, the reason I brought it up is I wanted to ask that specific situation. That this man, no joke, literally over the last 2 years, messaged me at least once a month, and every single one of them was either a one-liner, "Oh you bitch" or whatever. All
And
replied to post,
and
and then the very last one, like I told you, he's like, "Oh, you're coming around or whatever," because I mentioned. I don't even 9 times out of 10, I don't know. Like if I posted this story about homelessness in America, it has nothing to do with either side. It's because I have a heart for homeless people. I don't
right.
like my brother was homeless as a kid, and so like I do have a soft
What
heart for people who are homeless.
he
How would you respond to that? That's what I want to know.
But
So like,
my question though is he's coming at you because he thinks you're MAGA the whole time, right? He's
I
like
think,
you're posting and then I probably would if I'd seen it, I probably would have said definitely not MAGA because I think you need health care.
yeah, for sure,
You
yeah.
you definitely need mental health help. But it's
You'd crack a joke, or like in your actual critical thinking brain, would you have just cracked the joke? But like, because like to me, it seemed, I don't know. Sometimes I get worried that one of these people is gonna try and find me. Like this guy's been messaging me. Like I've been a hobby of his for years now. For years, hating me has been a part of his life. That's crazy to me.
now he loves you.
Well, all I did was hit block. That's all
Yeah.
I did. I didn't say anything. I wanted to. Like
I
my
think
the
I think I
child in
think the
me
way you did it
wanted to
was smart.
stand up
I
for
think the way you
myself.
did it was smart.
Yeah,
Yeah, I think you're like this guy's obviously just checking to see he's getting blocked a lot and you haven't noticed it, so he's been able to send stuff, right?
yeah.
So
Maybe, yeah, maybe I'm the one for him. I don't
yeah,
know.
you're the one that it's getting through. He's not he's still seeing your profile coming up because when you're blocked, you can't see somebody's profile, right?
Okay.
Don't ask me why I know when I've been blocked.
Yeah. You've been following Cher too much.
Yeah.
I was trying to think of a weird female reference. Like,
That was a
yeah,
weird one. I like
yeah,
my women old, but I like them young from here up.
yeah, yeah. What was her song again? Oh yeah, I got it. Never mind. I don't want to say it. She had a song called Half Breed that was very good, very popular. About
Yes.
back in the day, that used to be a negative thing to call somebody half breed. But
Yeah.
like where I came up, like that was like a song of like, yeah, this is us. We're half breeds. Like our culture was California's different than pretty much everywhere.
I love it. That's what I love about California. It's so many different places in one state.
It is. It's
It's
cool.
it's pretty like people that hate on California. I'm just like I tease them a lot. They go, "Oh, you got a lot of taxes there," and I go to them, "Look, consider pretend it's like a club, right? Where you have to pay a high cover charge. It's usually a really good club, and
For sure.
if there's no cover charge, it's because it's shit. And nobody wants to go there. Uh,
Yeah.
I'm talking to you, South Carolina.
It's dude. So I was in Charleston for 8 months filming.
Uh-huh.
I love South Carolina. I love it.
I love it too. I
But
just tease them.
but but yeah, California, and the truth is it's not the people that suck either. Like yes, there's crazy people. You can find crazy people in Texas. What drives me nuts about the people in California is equidistant apart from what drives me nuts the people in Texas. It's
Yeah.
the same thing. It's like a bravada about like whether it's blue or red or whatever. Like this I don't know, an inability for you to just be a human because it's a political thing. But
The best colors,
it's not
the
any
best
crazier.
the best color is purple.
Yeah, exactly. Royalty.
Yeah, well, but it's the mix of both, right?
Right.
If you can't take a little bit from each side, you've lost the plot, right?
For
And
sure.
the for me, when people are like, well, what's America? What's America? For a long time I said it's two different sides going after the same goal.
Yeah.
It's no longer that. It's two different goals now. So if you
I
get back,
don't think that that's really changed though. I think, well, I mean, on the internet, yeah, but like
well, it's one side is really concerned about other people getting things right now. Like,
other people getting things.
like for free. We got to make sure people don't get things for free.
Some people maybe, but like if you're talking about healthcare and Republicans, all the
No,
Republicans I'm around, maybe that's not the example. I'm just saying, throwing one out for example. Like I'm around a ton of Republicans and a ton of Democrats. I never hear anybody say that we shouldn't have healthcare. Nobody.
yeah, I
Only
don't
the
know.
only
I don't
difference,
know. I
the
don't know
only
who it is that doesn't want us to have healthcare. I think it's
well,
just
the
you
only
guys.
difference I hear is some people think it's free healthcare. Some people think we should pay more taxes. And some people, like myself, think that we should use our taxes appropriately and
How
and
dare you?
and be paying for people with the giant amounts of money we take already. Like like
Yeah,
if it lines out and they show us where our taxes are going and it's like we are spending them appropriately, da 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 da, which is most certainly not true. But the money is out there, and we need to take more to take care of our people. I would agree with it, but at this point, I feel like we're taking so much that's being wasted. That stuff needs to either pull it away from whatever ridiculous. There's ridiculous on both sides, whether it's anti-abortion marches versus I don't even want to say anymore. Whatever. Like
yeah.
the extremisms can lose some of that, and we can take care of normal people.
Purple.
Yeah, exactly.
Purple.
That's the same. If you mix the colors of the American flag, it's purple, and they say that that's why it's supposed to be like the Royal Americans.
Yeah, there's a group of people if and I'm not saying this is political at all, but if we're not infighting, they're not making money.
Exactly, exactly. And our system has been set up in a way where it's like tit tat, and the truth is every single one of those suckers you can vote for wants to send us to war. Every single one of those suckers wants to have tax cuts so Amazon, the biggest corporation we have, pays $0 in taxes. Those are the things that we all agree on that don't change. So like
Right.
it does feel like the red and blue really is not so different in a lot of those ways. Yes, there are evangelical weirdos who think that they're allowed to control your body, and there are left-wing weirdos who think a 6-year-old's not allowed to get a tattoo but can chop his wiener off. They're weirdos too. Like my kid wanted to be a pirate when he was 6. I didn't cut his leg off and give him a peg leg.
Right.
There's differences, but almost everybody you speak to is like, yeah, like be inclusive, be nice, take care of each other. Like I want my freedom to make my choices. It's almost everybody in the real world's that way.
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
maybe that's because they lie to me to my face. They're scared I'll argue with them. I don't
That's
know.
so funny. They're terrified you'll pick them up and throw them.
Yeah, yeah.
I love it. All right.
Bro, how did we go? How did we go all the way into Shedeur Sanders and then back around to politics?
It's I think this podcast is about just conversation. It's just conversation, right? And it's not about afraid about being talking about everything, right? And some people, well, good podcasts, they argue. I don't want to argue. I want to hear. I want to
Yeah,
listen, and then I want to talk, right? And I think that's what this podcast is about. It's just about bringing up. We came in. We today we said, okay, well, let's have two conversations.
yeah.
You said I want to talk about hate mail on the internet, and I said I want to talk about driving across the country. And we talked about that, but then we kind of just did a little bit on the sides, and I think that's as soon as we name this fucking podcast, we'll be on
Yeah,
we'll be going.
yeah,
But my my thing is a good conversation. I love conversation. My
yeah.
dad was really good. My dad used to be able to just walk into a room, bring up a subject, and then walk out of the room and watch everybody scrap.
That's good. He's just like, pull the pin.
Yeah. He just go in with word grenade and leave. So, uh, But
or
yeah,
whatever it is. I like this. Like I like being able to have a conversation with smart and funny and I
yeah.
feel like we well maybe I ramble more than you. You're a lot more collected than I am.
No,
But
I love it.
it's fun.
I see your brain pinballs as well, and it makes me happy. So
It
yeah,
definitely does.
yeah.
I'm still thinking about that fart the drunk put on me a couple months ago.
That's really funny. You don't know if that's the best heckle ever, or he just can't control his ass.
No, you know the worst heckle I've ever heard is the simplest. You're not funny.
That's
Like,
really funny.
bro, what do you say to that?
I'll give you my best heckle. It was when I was in the eighth grade. I was
Oh no,
Yeah, I said
this is about your
something.
mom.
No, it's even better. So I was in sewing class. We had to take electives, and one of them we had to take a sewing class. We had to take foods and nutrition. We had to take sewing. We had to take metalwork. We had to take
Home
wood.
ec, all
We had
that
to
stuff.
take-
Yeah.
Yeah, so we had to do it right. And it was boys and girls, and Carissa Gillis was in the class with me. And Carissa was always this really good looking, but came from a tough family.
Mm.
And I can't remember. I can't remember what she said to me, but I said, we're in the eighth grade. And I remember saying this. I remember, suck my dick, Carissa. And she goes, I choke on small bones.
Uh,
Just, just took it
yeah.
down so hard. Carissa Gillis, I choke on small bones. I was like, oh my God. So, anyways,
No, that's good. You can always tell when kids come from a whether it's a rough or tough or just like my house, we communicate a lot. So like when my kids want something, whether they're excited or upset or anything, like we make sure that like you use the proper words. So if someone's like, I want this, I'll be like, I
what is
don't
it?
get that. You mean you would like to have something, please? Like, and then I make them over elaborate about it to slow everything down. And then they go around all these other kids, and I'm like, I can hear them. They burn them way faster. The other kids have no idea what's going on. I
That's
don't know if I
funny.
have a Clarissa in my house, but
I'm
it's
sh
close.
I'm sure you do. I'm sure you do. I'm sure you do. It's great. Yeah, there's nothing like taking somebody down. So like my dad had the truth bomb, but I like to nail somebody so it doesn't go off until about 2 days later. They're just suddenly thinking about it when they're driving in the car. Just one of those.
Yeah, yeah.
Love it. All right, buddy. Have a great week. We'll
You too,
talk to you
brother.
soon.